Okay, the doggies go already. Hi everyone. Welcome. I think I got my date right today. Yeah, April 24th. Back up. Come on, come here. Nice grounding practice today. I guess best connected to the Earth Day that we just recently celebrated. And in some cases, some people consider it Earth Month. At least Starbucks does. So anyway, just encouraging you beyond today's practice to not only reflect upon your connection to the earth, but try to get outside. They say on average 17 minutes a day is where we really should be exposed to the outdoors at least. And that's of course on average. So whether that means taking off your shoes, your socks, walking in the grass, digging in some dirt, right, getting those garden beds ready, or even just simply letting the sun warm your body. So that being said, hopefully this canine that's in front of me will find his way somewhere else, and we will get started. If you have blocks, it might make your practice a little bit easier, accessible, and I actually find that I can get into poses a little bit deeper with my blocks. If you would also have a towel or a strap, maybe some of the arm bind variations that we might find, even though they're not necessarily associated with the grounding practice, I'm in the need for some shoulder stretches, so we'll probably use that towel or strap. All right, so enough of me talking. Let's find ourselves to a child's pose. At least in my opinion and in many other people's opinions, child's pose one of the most grounding postures, since it's really all about being as close to the earth as you possibly can be. Letting the knees come wide, the toes come together, the arms come out in front, so the forehead finds a place to rest. Most important part of the posture is to let that forehead rest. Whether it's on a block, whether you stack your fists, whether you even turn a cheek, if that's more comfortable. Beginning to focus in on your breath, taking long inhales in and long exhales out. The element, although it's not really technically, chemically an element, but the element associated with our grounding root chakra is the earth. And postures associated with our first root chakra either involve as many of our limbs and parts of our body towards the mat or close to the mat, or focus on the area from the sacrum down to our toes. So in this case, not only is Balasana a pose where you are very close to the earth, but you have your shins, your feet, your forearms, your palms, your head even all on the mat. So as you are here in your child's pose, reflecting on an intention, something maybe associated with a goal to be more connected to the earth or to the outdoors at some point in time today, or maybe it is a reminder that you are strong, you are stable, you are secure, right? Whether it's emotionally, financially, physically, right? All of our elements associated with the first chakra typically involve our basic needs. Taking another breath in and a long breath out. From here, beginning to lift the forehead and shifting forward to a tabletop position. Yet another grounding pose, since again, our four limbs, our palms, our shins, the tops of our feet are in connection with the mat. As you breathe in, let the belly drop, let the gaze and the tailbone lift for your cow posture. Stay here for the breath out. Drive the hands towards the shins, shins towards the hands. Another breath in. And press the mat away. Curl the spine, tuck the chin for your cat pose. Hold here for another breath in and a breath out. Moving through cow and cat. Belly drops, breathe in, tailbone lifts. Press the mat away, curl the spine, press those shoulder blades apart. 2 more times, breathing in and breathing out. 1 more time, breathing in and exhale. From here, a neutral spine, keeping that right hand grounded. Extend the left arm and the right leg. The toes of that right foot are lifted, yet they're pointing down. You're hugging the belly button up. You're breathing here for 3. Try to equalize the weight between that right palm and left shin for 2. For the final breath in, lift the heart, lift the gaze, the arm and the leg. Breathe in. And find yourself here to a tabletop position. As you inhale, open the right arm up towards the sky. As you exhale, thread the needle, right shoulder, right cheek. Maybe the left hand stays where it is. Maybe it walks out in front. Then really energetically press that left shoulder down and lift the right hip up, left hip down. Not as easy to do, but chances are that right side of the body really wants you to just kind of plop down and twist with the arm, but try to attempt to energetically keep those hips square. Another breath in and a breath out. Walk the left hand back, plant that palm, breathe in, reopen the right arm to the sky, and find yourself to your tabletop position. When you're ready, grounding into that left hand, right shin, left leg and right arm, extend out. The left toes are pointing down. That left hip is square with the right. Shift the body weight slightly forward so that that hip is over the knee. You're breathing here for 3, 4, 2. Lift the heart, lift the gaze, the arm and the leg. Breathe in. And return to a tabletop position. Right hand stays grounded, left arm opens up, and thread that needle, coming onto that left shoulder, left cheek. Walk those right fingers ahead, drop the right shoulder, lift the left hip. 2 more rounds of breath. Another full breath in. And a breath out. Walk the right hand back, press up, open the left arm to the sky, and return to a tabletop position. Begin to bring the knees together, tuck the toes underneath, take blocks with you if you got them, as you sink back onto the heels. So for this posture, right, our first broken toe pose of the practice, we're keeping our knees down and grounded towards the mat. The blocks are here just if you want a little bit of a support. Maybe you don't want gravity or your body weight pressing into the heels quite as much. Once you're here, extend the arms up and then extend them out in front. As if you're telling somebody to stop, flip both palms towards the top of your mat, tuck the chin, reach forward and breathe into the back side of the lungs. Another breath in and a breath out. Gaze neutralizes, bringing that right hand down towards the block, whether it's on the medium or the tallest level, probably the medium. Extend the left arm up and over, a little bit of a side body stretch. Breathing in and breathing out. Coming back up through center, left hand finds a block, right arm reaches up and over. Full breath in, long breath out. Come back up through center, use those blocks, come forward, untuck the toes, find the shoelace parts of the feet. Once you're here, press gently into the shoelace parts of the feet to release any cramping. Maybe sit back onto the heels. Take a full breath in and a long breath out. Walk the blocks ahead. If you're new to downward facing dog, maybe the blocks are on the lowest level. the heels of the hands right at the edge of those blocks. You'll tuck the toes underneath, hands are beyond the shoulders, and then lift up to your first down dog. Pedal out the feet once you arrive. Even if you're not new to downward facing dog, using the blocks as the assist sometimes really allows you to connect more with the legs because you can find a little bit less pressure in the upper body, and then therefore maybe your heels might be able to find the mat, which will just give you a little bit more grounding there in the feet and perhaps a little bit more of a connection to the calf or hamstring stretch. But of course, being mindful, because it's still early, we did warm up the legs a little, but not so much that you can perhaps move beyond that edge. Take 3 rounds of breath. Maybe look right and left, or nod your head yes. Another inhale in, and a long exhale. A bend into the knees looking forward. Walk your way to the front of your mat. You'll widen the feet hips width. Take the blocks out in front, tallest level. Press into the blocks to lengthen the spine, flat back. Stay for the exhale. Shift the body weight a little bit more forward. You should feel the hamstrings light up. Another inhale in. And forward fold, bend into the elbows. The hands might stay on the blocks. Begin to guide your toes together. Take a block with you as you keep bent knees, or a micro bend at least, and slowly roll up to a mountain pose. Once you're here, let the shoulders melt back. Extend the block up towards the sky. Press both palms into the block to activate the shoulders. Really ground down into the feet as if you're turning the right toes to the right, left toes to the left, kneecaps lift, belly button in. Take a full breath in. Find a little bit of length in the spine and reach to the right. Keep pressing the block as you look to the top left. Take 2 rounds of breath. Another full breath in. And a breath out. Come back to center as you breathe in. Bend into the elbows. Bring the block to the base of the skull. Let the elbows open up. Keep that lower body just as strong as it was as you lift the sternum. Breathing for 3, 4, 2. Another breath in. Neutralize the gaze, re-extend the block. Press those palms in, ground down, breathe in, and reaching to the left. You're here for 3, maybe looking to the top right, breathing in. 2 more rounds of breath. Another full breath in and out. From here, coming back to center, and as you exhale, bend the knees and forward fold. You can remove the block or use the blocks for your flat back as you inhale. Bend the knees, plant the palms, step the left leg back to a low lunge. Scooch the left knee down, let it tap down to the mat. Shoelace part of that back foot. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Option to have blocks here under their hands if you want a little bit more of a lift off of that right thigh, but keep the heart and the gaze forward. Another inhale and an exhale. From here, without moving that right foot, bring both palms to the inside of that right foot. Walk the hands towards the left, almost as if you're approaching like a downward dog upper body. But really just a deep hip compression, and ultimately too, a little bit of a stretch in the right body, a deeper left hip flexor stretch, and notice the proximity to the earth. Take another 2 rounds of breath. Another full breath in and out. Walk the hands back, reframe that front foot, and then from here, taking blocks with you, just walk yourself upright. Take a full inhale in and a long exhale out. Try to relax the shoulders back and down. Keep the right hand on the block. Swim the left arm up and over, similar to what we did in our broken toe pose. with a little bit of a reach towards the left side. Maybe the gaze to the top left corner again, breathing in and breathing out. Coming back to center as you inhale, bring those blocks back out in front, plant the palms, lift the back knee, and step back to a plank pose. And I know all of you will just love to hear that plank pose, again, all four connections, both hands, both feet, in contact with the earth, also a grounding pose. Yet connecting too with all of our other chakras. Take 2 rounds of breath. Another full breath in. And press the mat away, downward facing dog. Without the blocks this time for your down dog, recognizing the difference, take a long inhale in, and a long exhale out. The left leg lifts to the sky as you breathe in, 3-legged dog. As you exhale, tent the fingers, bring it between the hands, scooch the right knee down, back and down to the mat. Tenting the fingers, holding here for a couple rounds of breath. The heart stays lifted, the gaze stays forward. The breath stays long and consistent. From here, bring both hands to the inside of that right foot. Begin to walk those arms to a diagonal, planting the palms, and then letting the head bow, biceps along the ears. Another breath in. I know, Winston, this is very exciting. Bring your hands back to the inside of that left foot, and then reframe the front foot. Your hands find blocks as you walk them back just a little bit so that they're almost just in line with the thigh. So that left knee is still over the ankle and the right hip flexor is still feeling a little bit of lengthening. From there, you can keep the left hand on that block, swim the right arm up and over. Breathing here. I know. Another full breath in and out. Come back to center, walk the blocks back forward. Listening closely, tuck the back toes under. Supported warrior 3, moving right into those grounding poses. Shifting to the left leg, lifting the right. Take a look to the right toes. Just like we did in our tabletop position when we extended the leg, we'll find ourselves here for 3 more rounds of breath. Maybe you play with activating that left foot and letting the fingers just kind of hover off the blocks. Take another full breath in. Bend into the standing leg, right foot meets the left. Hands stay on blocks, flat back, and forward fold. Take a full round of breath in, and lengthen a little bit longer with the breath out. Micro bend in the knees, slowly rising up to your mountain pose without the block this time. Shoulders relax back and down, take a full breath in. Long breath out. Extend your mountain, reach up, look up, open the heart. As you exhale, bend the knees, chair pose. Sinking deep into your imaginary yogi chair. If the thighs aren't touching, envision that they are and you're squeezing them together. Sinking deeper, the arms in extension of the shoulders and the spine. You're breathing for 3, 4, 2, another full breath in, and forward fold, exhale. Hands on blocks, breathing in, and as you exhale, blend the knees, bend the knees, not blend, and step the right leg back to your low lunge. Drop that right knee one more time, full breath in, long breath out. A little bit of a different sequence here, reaching the arms up towards the sky. As you're there, settling in to that right hip flexor, left hip compression, breathing in and breathing out. Left hand finds the right wrist, reaching up and over towards the left as the gaze comes to the right. Another inhale and an exhale. Moving through center, hands come down to the inside of that right foot, left foot, just kidding. Walk the hands to the right and drop the head. Full breath in, long breath out. Walk the hands back to center, reframe the foot. Walk the hands on blocks all the way back this time so that they're aligned with the hips and that front leg straightens. Toes come to the sky, take a full breath in. Long breath out. Hinging a little bit deeper maybe with your next exhale, but keeping the heart and gaze forward. Walking the hands back, forward. And once you're there, hands off blocks, plant the palms, lift the knee, step the left leg back, plank pose. Moving through our first vinyasa here, let the knees tap down to the mat, spin the elbow creases forward, take a breath in, and slowly lower all the way down. From here, baby cobra, the heart will lift, the gaze stays down, and at first, use the palms to maybe add a little bit more of a lift to the upper body, a little bit more pressure into the pelvic floor, and use those feet. Take a round of breath in and out. One more inhale and exhale. Final inhale in, and as you breathe out, release to the mat. Keep the knees in contact with the mat, press up to a modified plank, tuck the toes, and downward facing dog. Take a full breath in, long exhale. One more inhale, and a breath out. The right leg lifts to the sky for three-legged dog, and as you exhale, bend the knee and step forward to that low lunge. Drop the left knee, shoelace part of the foot. From here, the right knee stays over the ankle. Rise up to your modified Anjaneyasana. Full breath in, long breath out. Right hand finds the left wrist, find a little bit of length. Reach to the right, gaze to the left. Drive the right foot, left shin together to keep the legs active. Breathing in and breathing out. One more inhale and exhale. Coming back to center, frame the foot, but bring both palms to the inside of that right foot. Walk them to the left. Drop the head. Hey, Walter. Shh. Drop the head, biceps along the ears. Take a round of breath in and a round of breath out. The hands walk back, frame the foot, take those blocks, breathing in and walking back, this time straightening that front leg. Blocks are there to support you along the hips. You're here for 3 rounds of breath. Whether you hinge forward, on your exhales, up to you. Hi. Another breath in. And I'm getting attacked. Walking your blocks forward, supporting that front foot, lifting the back knee, and transitioning to your warrior 3 with support. You'll shift forward, straighten into that right leg, take a look to the left toes, find length in the spine, a little bit of a gaze out in front, but not to the point that the neck curves. You're holding here. You're using the big right toe, the big right foot, maybe playing with hovering, feeling those muscles in the legs activate. Try to keep the muscles activated even when you find that support again. 2 more rounds of breath. Another full breath in. Bend into the standing leg, left foot meets the right. Toes are together, flat back on the blocks, and forward fold. Micro bend in the knees, slowly rising up to stand. Shoulders melt back and down, arms extend to the sky, inhale, And chair pose, exhale. A full breath in, long breath out. One more inhale, forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift as you breathe in, bend the knees, plant the palms, step back to a plank pose. Once you're here, let the knees drop down if you wish, or keep them lifted. If they're lifted, rock forward, and use your full exhale to lower all the way down. Another baby cobra, press into the hands, lift the heart, use the feet, use that connection with the palms. Oftentimes we lift the palms, but try to use them at this point to kind of drive your elbows closer, your palms almost towards the shins as you lengthen the spine more forward, breathing the whole time for 3, 4, 2, another full breath in, and relax down to the mat. From here, modified plank, downward facing dog. Long inhale in, let the mouth open, exhale. What are you eating, Walter? What do you got? Another breath in. I think you got into something. Oh, Lansing. Another exhale. Final breath in. As we move to our warrior 1 postures and warrior 2. Another 2 more grounding poses. The right leg extends to the sky. As you exhale, low lunge. Step the back foot in so that the heel drops. A block comes with you as you rise on up to warrior 1. From here, press into the blocks to activate those shoulders. Energetically shift the left hip forward, right hip back, belly button in. Breathing here for 3, 4, 2, another full breath in, and out. Bend into the elbows, support the base of the skull, elbows open up, heart lifts, breathing for 3, 4, 2, another full breath in, and out. Neutralize the gaze, extend the arms up towards the sky, and bring your hands down. Block to the inside of that right foot as you plant the right palm and scooch the left foot more back onto the ball of the foot. Option to tap the left knee down. If that's more comfortable, right hand comes to the knee at first. Full breath in. Press into the knee, keeping it over the ankle to twist to the right. Now from here, I personally just love this right here. Keeping the hand as leverage, keeping the knee over the ankle, using it to actually twist and release the spine, focusing on the massage of those internal organs. But if you want more quad strengthening, you can lift the back knee. Just try to keep the hips in line. So an energetic lift of that left hip high. If you want even more, heart opening, shoulder strengthening, right arm extends up. 3 more rounds of breath. Another full breath in and out. From here, bring the right hand to the block on the inside of that right foot. Adjust it to the medium level. Drop the back heel so you have warrior 2 feet, and like a lawnmower, open the left arm up. So side angle pose here, using the block as an assist, using the support of the earth underneath us. Maybe the gaze finds neutral as you extend the left arm forward, palm down. Now I have a feline underneath me. Kitties. Holding for 3, 4, 2, final breath in, and a breath out. Re-extend the left arm up and cartwheel it down to the inside of that right foot. Find the ball of that right foot, left foot, just kidding. Plant those palms again, but let the left knee tap down. So for this variation, in lizard pose, we'll keep the palms and the gaze and those fingertips facing forward. We'll hug the right shoulder to the right knee. Take a full breath in, long breath out. One more inhale, and an exhale. From here, finding the support of the blocks on either side of your mat, lift the back knee. Once you arrive, warrior three again, highest blocks, highest level rather, lift that left leg. Option here to really press off and lift to a full warrior three for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, final breath in, bend into the supporting leg, left foot meets the right. Halfway lift, breathe in, and fold, exhale. Micro bend in the knees, reverse swan dive those arms to the sky, look up, gaze up. As you exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in, and the left leg steps back one more time. Find your stability here, keeping that back knee lifted. Crescent lunge, inhale up. As you exhale, sink deeper. Shoulders relax, breathing in, and cactus out those arms. The left arm comes underneath the right for a hug, single or double bind for eagle. Lift the elbows and breathe for 3. Let the elbows drop. Maybe the chin drops for 2. Lift the elbows, lift the gaze, lift the heart for 1. Neutralize the gaze, keep your eagle arms, drop the back heel, warrior 2. The arms face the side of the mat, your gaze to the front. Another full breath in, and release to warrior 2 arms. Full inhale in, long exhale out. Flip the front palm, reach up and back, reverse your warrior, and cartwheel those hands down, frame the foot, step back, plank pose. Option to tap the knees or keep them lifted. Rock forward if they're lifted, maybe halfway for chaturanga. If you went halfway, first up dog or cobra, breathing in, and meeting in downward facing dog. Full inhale in, mouth opens, exhale. Full inhale, and an exhale. From here, the left leg extends to the sky as you inhale. As you exhale, bring it between the hands for your low lunge. Step the back foot in so that the heel drops. Take a block with you, rise on up, warrior 1. Other side here, left hip back, right hip forward, press the palms into the block, holding for 3, for 2, maybe a bend into the elbows open up, and from here, lifting the heart and the gaze, holding here for 3, another full breath in, find yourself to a neutral gaze, arms extend, inhale, and the hands come down, finding the lowest level of the block. On the inside of that left foot, scooching the right foot back on the ball of that right foot. Option to tap the knee down, left hand to the knee, full breath in, and a twist to the left. Maybe you lift the right knee, trying to keep those hips square. Maybe you extend the left arm high. For 3, for 2, final breath in, and the left hand finds the block. Medium level on the inside, drop the back heel, and like a lawnmower, opening up to your modified side angle pose. Supported, really. Modified does not mean easier, does not mean that it is for those that are less experienced. It's just different. Gaze neutral, extend the right arm forward, palm down for 3, 4, 2. Another full breath in and out. Re-extend the right arm up, find the right hand down, ball of the back foot, remove the block, plant both palms. Maybe widen the stance a little bit for your lizard pose. The heart lifts, the left knee to the left shoulder. Breathing here. One more round of breath. From here, begin to heel toe that foot to the center, frame the foot, lift the back knee, find stability, arms come up, crescent lunge. Full breath in, sink a little bit deeper, right cactus out the arms, and the right arm comes underneath the left. Find your eagle bind. We're here for 3, lift the elbows. On your next inhale, drop the elbows and the chin, breathe in. And breathe out. Lift the heart, lift the elbows, lift the gaze. Breathe in and breathe out. Neutralize that gaze, inhale. Back heel drops, warrior 2. Gaze to the front, arms to the side. 2 rounds of breath. Try to lift the elbows, press the arms away. Final inhale. And release the arms to warrior 2. Flip the front palm, reach up and back, reverse your warrior. And as you exhale, cartwheel those hands down, frame the foot, find those blocks. Walk the blocks out, lift the right leg for your warrior 3. And from here, pressing off the blocks, maybe your hands to prayer as you're here for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, full breath in, bend into that standing leg, chair pose, sink deep. A full inhale in, and forward fold, exhale. Widen those feet, hips width. Let the toes turn out just a little as you sink in to your squat pose, Malasana. Yet another grounding posture. Try to provide a little lift into the pelvic floor as your hands are to prayer. Press the arms to the knees, knees to the arms. Keep the heart and gaze forward. Three more rounds of breath. Final breath in, and lengthen into those legs, plant the palms, and guide your toes together. Hands on blocks, flat back, breathe in. And as you exhale, just let the palms come to the blocks, widen those feet, back to hips width. Align the blocks with the toes, bend deep into that right knee. Keep the right hand on the block, bring the left hand to the sacrum. Begin to shift the torso and the gaze to the left. Breathing here for 3, for 2. Another full breath in. and out. So listening closely, straightening into that front leg, bringing your gaze back down, but keep that hand right on the sacrum. Now once you're here, you're going to actually lift the right leg and warrior 3, kind of keeping the hips square and just holding here for 3, 4, 2, maybe an extension of the left arm forward, final breath in, and left hand back to the block, right foot back to the mat. Standing cow in cat, bend the knees, let the belly drop, lift the gaze, press the blocks in the mat away, lift the spine towards the sky. From here, neutralize the spine, gaze down. Bend deep into the left knee and bring the right hand to the sacrum. Begin to look to the right. The hips will be out of whack, but you're feeling it a stretch in the outer right side. Another full breath in, and a breath out. Keep your hand on the sacrum, straighten those legs so that the sacrum is straight. Ground into the corners of the right foot, lift the left leg. Maybe you stay here as we're here for 3 rounds of breath, or maybe for that final inhale and exhale, just like we did kind of with our tabletop, an extension of the right arm forward. Final breath in, and a bend into the standing leg, left foot meets the right. Guide those toes together, fingertips to the shins, flat back, and forward fold. A nice deep forward fold, whether you take peace fingers to the big toes and use that connection for another flat back, and really lengthening, letting those elbows splay out. If this is too much on the low back or hamstrings, you can always widen the feet to hips width. Sometimes it's even tricky to balance. You'll feel your big toes kind of shift side to side to keep the balance. Final breath in, and release that forward fold. Flat back, inhale, and stepping back to a plank pose. Once you're here, listening closely, rock forward as you inhale, option to tap the knees, and slowly, slower, lower all the way down. Your chest, thighs hit at the same point. Shoelace parts of the feet, lift up. Use the hands driving back to shine the heart forward. Now from here, keep the activation of those, where those hands were, and begin to float them off to the side and then behind you. The feet are still grounded for serpent for 3. Maybe finding interlaced fingers, sliding the shoulder blades together, lifting the arms, final breath in, and relaxing down. Turning a cheek, letting the heels fall open, the arms find the side body. Another breath in, and a breath out. Bringing your chin to center, finding the tops of the feet, blue towel, not blue, just a towel along the side body. If you want to find the bind, this time a little bit of a variation, even if you can get interlaced fingers, maybe play around just using the towel so that you can really lift the arms away. When you're ready, press into the tops of the feet, lift the kneecaps, lift the heart, use the arms to lift up and away, gaze down. Maybe add the legs. Two more rounds of breath. Final breath in, And relax down, opposite cheek, heels open, palms up. Final breath in, and a breath out. Bringing the chin back to center, the palms return back underneath the shoulders. Press yourself up and then back, bringing those blocks with you as we find another broken toe pose. Tuck both sets of toes underneath, try to bring them to touch, and the heels as you sit back. Now from here, you have the option to add on if you wish. Options include a lift of the knees as you still keep hugging those heels together. Maybe you keep your hands on blocks. Maybe you play around with hands to prayer. Wherever you are, we're here for 5, for 4, for 3, 2 more rounds of breath. Full breath in, hands back to blocks. Use those blocks for weight to be able to let those knees slowly come down to the mat. Walk them forward, untuck the toes. Hey, shh, Walter, come on. Sit. And then release into those feet. Maybe a lift of that, hey, Walter. Shh. No one's there. We don't have to worry about it. Okay. Lift the left knee maybe a little, just to release that shin. Walter, come. All right, from here, rock forward, find yourself to a seated position. Winston off. You're going to find a bend into the left knee. You gotta move, Winnie, back there. All right, so that the left knee actually points to the top of your mat, and that left ankle is to the outside of that right hip. So from here, you can either keep the right foot on the outside, actually the inside of that left knee, or you can cross it to the outside of that left knee. Whatever works for you. If this is way too much or you can't really get that right hip grounded, then you can always extend that left leg long. From here, the arms extend up as you breathe in, and we're twisting to the right, grounding the right hand behind us, working the left arm as much as we can to the outside of that right knee. So from here, as we're here for 5 rounds of breath, keep trying to release and lower that right hip more towards the mat while deepening the twist. What's going on? Hey, somebody out there? Hey, Ryder, can you let out the dogs? Another final breath in. As you inhale, come back to center. As you exhale, twist to the left. From here, we're going to unwind our legs and lengthen them long. Give me 1 second, I'm letting them out. And you have your toes flexed towards your nose. Finding ourselves in a seated forward fold here. Make sure the flesh is removed from the sits bones. As you extend the arms up, breathe in, and hinging forward and over as you breathe out. So it's really up to you as to what feels good, whether you let the spine curve, whether you really focus on a long spine, gaze in front, as you really press and lengthen those legs. 2 more rounds of breath. Final breath in. From here, finding yourself upright. Planting the palms behind you, bending into the knees and threading that right leg in between that left so that the right knee is pointing towards the top of your mat. So the nice way about doing it this way is that those hips will stay grounded. But once you press off and lift up, you'll have to then cross the left foot over, which might do a little bit with that left hip lifting. Wherever you can, lengthen up as you breathe in, twisting now to the left. Working the right arm, maybe finding a connection. You're here for 5. Final breath in. And a breath out. Coming back to center, breathe in, counter twist with the breath out. So we're going to find one more variation with these legs. Keeping them bound, you're going to try to walk the right foot a little bit more along the side body. You're going to take your towel and with your right arm, extend the towel up, bend into that right elbow and reach back with the left hand to find the towel, palm facing backwards. So we're cow face legs, cow face arms, drive the right shoulder forward, try to really ground into that left hip. Now maybe you stay upright, and in this one you really want to keep the connection of the head to that inner left arm, right arm rather, as you begin to hinge forward. Hips stay grounded, spine stays long. Breathing. Another full breath in and out. Coming back upright, release those cow face arms. Take a full breath in, press into the tops of the feet, pull them back as you lift up, and exhale. Coming back to neutral. From here, unwind those legs, bring the soles of the feet to the mat, scoot yourself a little bit more forward, a Navasana in between our other cow face. We're going to tickle the fingers behind those thighs or to the hamstrings. Begin to tiptoe the feet in until you feel those legs lift to 90 degrees, toes towards your nose, arms out in front. Head over the shoulders. You can always extend the legs if you wish. We're here for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, final breath in, bend into those knees, soles of the feet back to the mat. Widen the feet, maybe hands to the shins, shine the heart through, and then sink back. Finding yourself here as you're going to thread the left leg through the opening, cross that right ankle back over the left knee, finding our cow face legs as you really begin to scooch the left foot along the body. The goal is to stack the knees. Not necessarily completely comfortable, and always the option to extend that low leg, even with this variation. Towel in the left hand, reach up, bend into that elbow, reach around, find that towel. Pull down, pull away, left shoulder forward. From here, using that connection, beginning to hinge forward, the gaze and the heart stay lifted. Maybe a little shaking. 2 more rounds of breath. Another full breath in and out. Releasing back upright. From here, finding yourself unwrapped, soles of the feet back to the mat. You'll sink those hands back, cross the right ankle over the left knee. So reclining pigeon. Also the option to find this variation on your spine completely, totally up to you. So from here, try to walk the left foot in, and this is also an option, listening to your body whether or not you want. As you can find, maybe a reverse tabletop position, pressing into the hips, lifting up, maybe the head drops back. Keeping the right foot flexed. Final breath in, and lowering back down. Hug that heart more towards the right shin for your final inhale and exhale. And from there, sinking back, a bend into the elbows to uncross those legs. Finding the left ankle over the right knee, flexing that foot. From here, really pressing the heart forward, heart open. If you want to find that reverse tabletop, then you use grounding in the back of the hands, lift the hips, let the head and neck drop back. Final breath in, and let the hips come down. Press that heart forward, and then bend into the elbows, sink back, uncross those legs. Scoot yourself forward, find yourself a block as you lower down onto the spine. Hug the knees in towards the chest, a little tuck of the chin, maybe movement along the back. We're transitioning here right from a restorative bridge to waterfall to Shavasana. If there are any other postures that you're craving that you wish for, by all means going for it. But otherwise, soles of the feet on the mat, tickle the fingers to the heels, press into the heels to lift the hips, find a block, medium or tallest level, underneath the sacrum. Once you're there, maybe pigeon toe the feet slightly, just to keep the knees, hips width apart. Let the eyes close. Maybe the towel that you're using drapes over the eyes so that you can really begin to prepare the body for rest. From here, pressing into the heels to lift the hips, adjust the block to the lowest level. The block might come out a little bit more in front as you extend the legs up. From here, whether you want to stay in waterfall for your final rest, you can. Otherwise, lowering the feet to the ground, removing the block. Extending the legs out towards the front corners of the mat. Take one final inhale through the nose. And an exhale through the mouth. Stillness. Wiggle the fingers and toes. Maybe rotate the ankles and wrists, lowering the legs if they're not already there. Guiding the legs together, maybe reaching the arms overhead, interlaced fingers, reaching for a full body stretch. Bend the knees, hug those knees one final time towards the chest. Fingertips to the hamstrings, and roll yourself upright. Keeping the eyes closed, finding yourself to that comfortable seat and your hands to prayer. Take a full breath in, and a long breath out. Allowing your hands to rise to your forehead center, your third eye. Setting the intention to find some warmth of the light, the smell of nature, the feeling of dirt between your hands or the grass between your toes, aiming to do it for at least 17 minutes, perhaps even a day this week. Reminding yourself that the earth is there to support you even if it doesn't speak in the same words or language as us. The light, the love within me, honor and bow to you. Namaste. Thank you for joining me, everybody. If you're local, just know that there are plans in the works to try to get some in-person live yoga classes in nature. So hopefully at a local beach area. So stay tuned for that, and thanks again for tuning in with me virtually for this long. Have a good rest of your weekend.